Hello and welcome to a freshly exported MP4 file. If you just want to see me fixing that flickery touch disease, I suggest to skip the video to here. But if you want to get entertained, I recommend you to watch something else. Just kidding. Get some popcorn, my sh**. It's time to talk about cheap Christmas presents, because that thing is right around the ho-ho-horn. I am my mom's certified phone supplier since 2012. And it's a simple task. She doesn't desire the latest flagships, and I'm way too broke to buy her an iPhone 11 Pro. Currently, she's rocking an iPhone 6 I gave her 2 years ago, and she is still happy with it, which is a good thing. In a recent conversation, we talked about my new hobby, which is sucking at fixing phones. I talked about my 6S, you know, the one with a penis inside, and she asked if the 6S is a bigger phone. I think she wants a bigger iPhone. So I bought her a bigger iPhone for 60 bucks. An iPhone 6 Plus to be more precise. And yes, it's an old phone, but you gotta treat it as an old S-Class, my dude. And this one here has 128 gigabytes of storage. And more importantly, in my case, it has touch disease, which sometimes makes the screen flicker and the touchscreen unresponsive. So let's fix that issue. All great stories start with 2 microscopic star-shaped screws at the bottom of the phone. It is essential to keep your screws organized. Those things are smaller than my desire to get out of the bed every morning. I keep them in an iPhone 5 case. Now we use our metal tool to stick around the bottom part near the home button. After lifting up the screen, we can clearly see that somebody was already in here. Somebody Italian. I'm not surprised that this phone is still broken. After peeling that finito sticker off the display connector plate, there was some Quicksilver looking shit. Let's unscrew some screws and check out how they tried to fix that flicker issue. Aha! The same way I want to do it, only in terrible. Let's unpop 4 little connectors to get rid of that screen unit first. Before we fix that touch disease, I want to talk about the bottom part here. The seller told me that the headphone jack is broken as well, but after testing the phone, the jack turned out to be fine. It's just that I already bought the replacement part. So let's fix that non-broken jack anyway. Fixing iPhones also means unscrewing a lot of metal plates. Getting rid of this one allows us to unpop the battery connector and one part of the antenna cable. Now comes the second metal plate. This screw didn't want to come out, so I shook the phone. And a screw socket from the display connector fell out. F***ing squeezy! After lifting out the vibration motor, we can gently pull away the antenna cable. A couple of screws later, it's time to say bye to the loudspeaker unit. We get rid of that tiny metal plate and unpop the other side of the antenna cable. Because of its tight position, I kinda damaged the antenna. Just a little bit. After unscrewing all visible screws from the bottom, we can finally get out that flex cable. Only problem, it's glued to the phone with some nifty adhesive. I recommend using a hairdryer to heat it up a little, but those things are loud and my girlfriend was sleeping already. Long story short, I ripped that flex cable apart while removing it. No surprises here, to be honest. A little plastic plectrum lookalike is suited to lift the rest of the flex cable out of the phone. I have no idea why, but I ripped out the microphone. Let's scratch away some of that leftover adhesive. Oh shit. And put our replacement flex cable in there, baby. 2 screws at the headphone jack will make this thing easier to mount properly. That's a free bonus tip for you, my dude. So how about you press the subscribe button right now? Disappointed! Quick Instagram story break. It's a good time to follow me on Instagram for some behind the scenes stuff. In case it isn't obvious yet, you really can't just switch the headphone jack itself, which is kind of wasteful, to be honest. If your old one doesn't work anymore, you have to replace the entire flex cable, which also includes a microphone and a lightning port. I applied some super glue on the broken part of the antenna cable, in the hope of fixing the insulation again. Let's see if that works. So let me share you some piece of knowledge in that video with you. Apple doesn't sell original parts to us, ordinary humans. If you need a new display or replacement flex cable, you're probably gonna end up buying a Chinese replica. And it might happen that the manufacturer don't precisely nail the correct dimensions of the original part, which causes you to freak out about 2 screws which don't fit into their sockets anymore. I don't blame the Chinese, like the NBA, since it's really hard to copy those things that precise. I'm blaming Apple. Of course we need the loudspeaker, so let's put it back in. And clip the antenna into place. Probably toasted that fucker. That little metal plate goes underneath that connector, which kinda took me 4 minutes to figure out. Harvard blocked me on Instagram for that stupidity. And we click back that little connector, as well as the battery to the logic board. Okay, remember the actual issue of my screen flickering? Yeah, let's finally fix that. And it's a pretty simple repair to do. We need to put a thin layer of something on that metal plate from the beginning. I'm gonna cut out a plastic piece of a screen protector. I guess that was glass. I'm gonna cut out a small piece of cardboard from that booklet that came with the iPhone. Don't hesitate to use 2 pieces. We apply some super glue on the metal plate, then put 1 cardboard piece on top of it, then some more glue, and finally the second piece. It's a sandwich. Some people suggest to use a SIM card to create more pressure to the connectors, but I think it's as unnecessarily as using an iPhone as a paperweight. We click everything back and we screw everything back. You might notice that it's slightly harder to screw back that plate since there's more pressure underneath it. And it boots. That's always a good sign. And it looks like the flickering is gone as well. What do you think about that, Derek?
Yeah, moving, grooving.
And the camera works as well. You might notice me being nervous about things here. The touchscreen works. And sorry for overexposing the display. That's not gonna happen again, I'm sorry. Let's see if the antenna works by putting in a SIM card. And it does. Ay caramba. But fasten your seatbelts. The best thing comes now. The seller said the headphone jack doesn't work. I tested it and it worked fine. But I've already ordered a replacement part. So I swapped that headphone jack anyway. You know, just for funsies. And now the headphone jack is broken. That's a perfect visualization of how I feel right now. But hey, my mom doesn't use headphones on her phone. I also slightly poop my pants here. The charging works actually perfectly fine with a wall adapter instead of a laptop. The little microphone seems to work as well. You know, that thing is kinda essential for a phone.
My name is a poopy butthole and
apparently the microphone works.
hello.
Oh well, and there you have it. Sort of, I guess. An iPhone 6 Plus with 128 gigabytes for just 60 bucks. It kinda looks like that I don't like my mom or something, but I'm a huge momby-pomby and a cheap at the same time. And always remember, if I can do it, everyone can do it.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. But more importantly, I hope you actually learned something today. Knowledge, right? So give this video a like. Maybe we can hit 5 likes this time. Really appreciate it. And I hopefully see you in the next one. If not, you're missing out.
Hey, how about we spend some more time together, my dude? So check out this video right here. You can also press on that video as well. And don't forget to hit my stupid face.